ब्रज जन रंजन यमुनतिरवनचारी यमुनतिरवनचारी राधा माधव जय कुंज विहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज विहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ जय गिरिवरधारी गोपी जन वल्लभ जय गिरिवरधारी यशोधनंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोधनंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोधनंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुनतिरवनचारी 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 जय राधा माधव जय कुंज विहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज विहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ जय गिरिवरधारी यशोधनंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोधनंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुनतिरवनचारी यमुनतिरवनचारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे जय प्रभुपादा Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Nitai Gaura, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura, Hari Bol. हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय, श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे, हरि हरि बोल. Hare Krishna. Again, welcome to all the devotees for our Saturday Bhagavatam Satsang. It's a nice day to start reading Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraya. Nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavater uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtapi. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Govindaya Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Today is given me verses canto number Srimad Bhagavatam, canto number 3, chapter number 29, sloka number 14. Chapter entitled Explanation of Devotional Service by Lord Kapila. So nice chapter, Glories of the Devotional Service. We'll read sloka 3.29.14. Saeva Bhakti Yogaksha Achantika Udarataha Yena Trivrjya Trigunam Madbhava Bhava Yopapadyate. Saeva Bhakti Yogaksha Achantika Udarataha Yena Trivrjya Trigunam Madbhava Yopapadyate. Saeva Bhakti Yogaksha Achantika Udharataha Yena Trivrjya Trigunam Madbhava Yopapadyate. The devotees want to read one time?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yeah.
Saeva Bhakti Yogakhya Atyantika Udahrataha Yena Tivrajyatri Gunam Madbhava Yopapadyate. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu ji.
Yeah. You can read.
Saeva Bhakti Yogakhya Atyantika Udahrataha Yena Tivrajya Trigunam Madbhavaya Upapadyate.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, sir.
Prabhu, please read. Okay, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Sa eva bhakti yoga kya atyantika udahradaha येनादिव्रज्य त्रिगुणं मद्भावायोपपद्यते. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Guruji. Hare Krishna. We'll read word to word meaning. Sa, this, eva, indeed, bhakti yoga, devotional service. Aksha, called. Athyantika, the highest per platform. Udharatha, explain. Yena, by which. Ativricha, overcoming. Trigunam, the three modes of material nature. Madbhavaya, to my transcendental stage. Upapadhyate, one attains. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace of Charna Ravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation: by attaining the highest platform of devotional service, as I have explained, one can overcome the influence of the three modes of material nature, and he is situated in the transcendental stage as is the Lord. Purport: Sripad Shankaracharya, who is supposed to be the leader of the impersonalist school of philosophers, has admitted in the beginning of his comment on Bhagavad Gita that Narayana, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is beyond the material creation. Except for him, everything is within the material creation. It is also confirmed in Vedic literature that before the creation, there was only Narayana. Neither Lord Brahma nor Lord Shiva existed. Only Narayana, or the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu or Krishna, is always in transcendental position beyond the influence of material creation. The material qualities of goodness, passion, and ignorance cannot affect the position of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, he is called Nirguna, free from all tinges of material qualities. Here, the same fact is confirmed by Lord Kapila. One who is situated in pure devotional service is transcendentally situated as is the Lord. Just as the Lord is unaffected by the influence of the material modes, so too are his pure devotees. One who is not affected by three modes of material nature is called a liberated soul, a Brahma-bhuta soul. Brahma-bhuta Prasannatma is the stage of liberation. Ham Brahmasmi, I am not this body, I am not this body. This is applicable only to the person who constantly engage in the devotional service of Krishna and is thus the transcendental stage. He is above the influence of three modes of material nature. It is the misconception of the impersonalist that one can worship any imaginary form of the Lord or Brahman, and at the end merge in the Brahman effulgence. Of course, to merge into the bodily effulgence, Brahman, of the Supreme Lord, is also liberation. As explained in the previous verse, Ekatva is also liberation. But that sort of liberation is never accepted by any devotee. For qualitative, oneness is immediately attained as soon as one is situated in the devotional service. For a devotee, that qualitative equality, which is the result of impersonal liberation, is already attained. It does not have to try for it separately. It is clearly stated here that simply by pure devotional service, one becomes qualitatively as good as the Lord himself. Hare Krishna. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilamena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Tapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Sriyutapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Chagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Cha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhisha Kripa Sindhu Bhevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Vestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharani Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktarunda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Sudarshan was there, Prabhu. What happened?
Yes, Prabhu. It's okay. It's,
Asiman
yeah.
Prabhu is muted, no?
No.
You are able to hear
Yes,
his voice?
Yes, Asimanta Prabhu, please unmute yourself. Hare Krishna, Asimanta Krishna Prabhu.
Video also cut. And
Okay, maybe I will call him.
Hello, sorry.
Prabhu,
okay.
please unmute. Yeah, that's okay.
I got a call from my boss suddenly, and I was just answered him. Sorry for that. You can hear me? Hello?
Sound is less, very
Yeah,
less.
volume is less, Prabhu. If may increase your volume and then we will try. Otherwise, we will use headphones. No other option.
Hello? You can hear?
Not because of. No, still.
Hello, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
It is
Very less
not
sound,
loud.
Prabhuji.
It is clear, but not loud, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Okay, I will leave and join again.
Okay, Prabhu. Yes.
Yeah.
Because I got a call and then I lost.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes.
That's why.
Sorry, I will join 1 minute. Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, now loud and clear. Please continue.
Okay.
Sorry for the disturbance.
So, okay,
We are in the material world,
Yes,
something will happen sometime. Hare Krishna. Actually, thank you for giving me an opportunity, Shivguna Prabhuji and Sudarshan Vasudev Prabhuji, to glorify Bhagavatam. And it is I'm not qualified, but still, it is as accepting as my own purification and, all devotees' request and their pleasure and Lord's pleasure, Srila Prabhupada's pleasure. I will try my best to discuss this verse, explain this verse as one reading of Srila Prabhupada's books, hearing lectures, or my own some realization. I will try this shloka. It is a very good shloka. It is explains, and even this chapter itself, you all are studying this chapter. This itself very, very glorious. Actually, I seen this, few of you devotees, especially Sudarshan Vasudev Prabhuji supporting all of them, and few devotees, they are regularly reading, especially Sri Kumar Prabhuji from India, and or Sadanand Sham Prabhuji, all other Matajis, and continuously reading until this. That is really very, very glorious. Lord is pleased, Srila Prabhupada is pleased. And please continue that one. Somehow I'm unable to join many times. But now you reach until the canto 4 and this chapter 24, sorry, chapter 29, which is a nice chapter, is explanation of devotional service by Lord Kapila. Kapila Deva is the incarnation of Lord, and he is giving this science of self-realization to his mother, Devavati. He explained previous chapter Sankhya Yoga in the philosophy of the Sankhya Yoga, how to reach the Bhakti Yoga, and studying the different elements of this nature, material nature, and relationship with the Lord and living entities, this spirit soul, through studying a Sankhya Yoga philosophy. And now, actually, Devavati is asking 3 questions in the starting 3 shlokas. She is asking question to her son. You have already very scientifically described the symptoms of total material nature and characters of the spirit according to Sankhya Yoga, Sankhya system of philosophy. Now I shall request you to explain the path of devotional service, which is ultimate end of all philosophical system. See, understand this, even the Sankhya Yoga, it is also devotional service, but ultimate end is the devotional path of devotional service. And she is asking that question to explain that one. And she continuously telling, my dear Lord, please also describe in detail both for me and for people in general. She is very compassionate to all fallen souls and people. General, the continual process of birth and death, for by hearing of such calamities, we may become detached from the activities of this material world. See, activities of the material, to detach, we have to hear. That's what she is clearly telling. Hearing such calamities, problems in this material world, people may try to detach from the material world and they go back to Godhead. Also, she is explaining, please also describe eternal time, which is a representation of your form, and by whose influence people in general engage in the performance of pious activities. These 3 questions she is asking to Kapila Deva, and Kapila Deva now started to explain devotional service. And he already explained 3 points actually here. Maitreya Muni is telling. Then Lord Kapila was explaining in the 7th sloka. Uh, 8, 9, and 10, mode of darkness, mode of passion, and mode of goodness. He explained how the devotees behave in these 3 modes of material nature. And in the 12th verse, 11th and 12th, it is a very important verse where, a Lord explains devotional service again there. The manifestation of unadulterated devotional services is exhibited when one's mind is at once attracted to hearing the transcendental name and qualities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When one's mind is at once attracted to hearing the transcendental name and qualities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then only unadulterated pure devotional service will be exhibited. Who is residing in everyone's heart as a Paramatma? Just as the water of the Ganges flow naturally down towards the ocean, such devotional ecstasy, uninterrupted by material condition, flows towards the Supreme Lord. And that is the Bhakti, is yoga, he explained. And this Bhakti Yoga, he explained because even the 3 modes of material nature is above the 3 modes of material nature. And Prabhupada there write very important. Matguna Shruti Matrena. Before that, the basic principle of this unadulterated pure devotional service, love of Godhead. Matguna Shruti Matrena means just after hearing about the transcendental qualities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, these qualities are called Nirguna. The Supreme Lord is uncontaminated by the modes of material nature. Therefore, he is attracted to pure devotees. This is the what explained, and further in that verse, it was nice verse actually. This verse is clearly telling transcendental name and qualities of Supreme. We have to attract, means any devotees have to attracted to hearing of the transcendental name and qualities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, not anything else. Only that. When we are hearing that one, that means we attracted, we have taste for that. That means we are in the pure platform of bhakti. And today's verse is, again, it is telling, by attaining highest platform of devotional service, as I have explained, one can overcome the influence of the three modes of material nature and situated in the transcendental stage of stage as is the Lord. Okay, it is in the different places, even in Bhagavad Gita, we can learn that three modes of material nature. We all learn many times the three modes of material nature. Three modes of material nature we know by heart surely. Mode of goodness, mode of passion, mode of ignorance. These three modes of material nature modes are binding us, and we are entangled in these modes and unable to come out. See, actually, it is explained like that. Even this Lord's energy is all are divine. Daivesha gunamai, mamamaya duratya, mameva ye prapadyante, mayam eta tarantite. Means Daivesha gunamai, the divine energies of mind consist of three modes of material nature, is difficult to overcome. But those who have surrendered unto me can easily cross beyond it. Because Lord's all energy, the energies are divine. Like there is three energies. We know that one: superior energy, inferior energy, and Tatastha Shakti. Like three energies are there. And we are, therefore, we are actually soul, spirit soul is the part, this is the part of superior energy. But at present, we are entangled with this inferior energy and three modes of material nature. We are covered. Once we covered means we bind. Once we bind means we cannot come out from this. That is called conditional stage. Okay, which once we are bind with this material nature, which is called condition. It means we are bind. Now Prabhupada is telling, if a man is bind with his all hands, whatever, the three modes of material, everyone in the material nature bind. Now to unbind, you need a superior person. Superior means superior energy. Either Lord himself or Lord has to send his pure devotees to unbind. That means we need a spiritual master who comes from the Lord himself. Lord's means he is above three modes of material nature, because Lord is above three modes of material nature. His pure devotees also always above three modes of material nature. When they come to us, only they can unbind us. That's what this condition. So we have to surrender to Supreme Personality of Godhead or his representative. Then only we able to unbind. And we can see in the Bhagavad Gita, many places, many shlokas we have this is explained. Arjuna, we can take an example of Arjuna. Arjuna is went to war. He is associated with the Lord, and his brother, all these Pandavas are devotees of the Lord. And even in the war, he is seeing all his relatives. Especially he thinks, how shall I kill my grandfather? How shall I kill my teacher? How shall I kill my brother? How shall I kill my nephew? Okay. This is Prabhupada writing is a Triguna Vicharas considered on the material platform. Means at present, Arjuna is acting like he is affected with the Triguna, because Krishna covered him to propagate the Bhagavad Gita, and Arjuna is now talking on the material platform. That's what that is a shloka in 2.45. This shloka from the Bhagavad Gita 2.45. Traigunya Vishaya Veda Naistraya Gunyo Bhavarjuna. means Gunya Vishaya Veda, pertaining to the three modes of material nature. Vishaya, the subject matter. What you are talking is, or he's telling to Arjuna, is three modes of material. Subject is for the three modes of material nature. Is the Naistre Gunyo Bhavarjuna. You go beyond this three material of nature. Means what he is telling Krishna, fight. He is telling Krishna is telling to Arjuna, you now fight. That means Krishna is telling. Krishna is above the three modes of material nature. He is never affected with this material nature. He is above. He is there even in the purport itself. He is there. Even Prabhupada is writing. Lord Shankaracharya is telling. Different acharyas already. It is explaining that Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he is the Sarva Karana Karana, cause of all causes, and he is beyond three modes of material. He was there before creation of this material nature. He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is there. Now, when he is pure state, when he is telling to Arjuna, that means Arjuna has to follow. Once he is following, means now Arjuna is acting as per the spiritual platform, means above three modes of above three modes of nature. Just because transcendental to material modes of nature, what is that transcendental material nature? I am asking you to fight. That I am asking you to fight. This Prabhupada's purport I'm just reading. I'm asking you to fight. You do it. That is Naistgunya, Krishna asking him. That means Krishna is asking Arjuna to fight. And if it is Arjuna is fighting, taking his instruction, that means Arjuna is now elevating to, Krishna is trying to elevate Arjuna to from above three modes of material nature. Once we are in the above these three modes of material nature, we are qualitatively one. Our quality was almost same with as Krishna, but our individuality remains separate individuality will be always there, but qualitatively one, means our guna is almost one. We not affected with the three gunas. Again, Prabhupada is one more place he was explaining this guna and nirguna. There are two words there in the Vedic literatures. We speak about three gunas. Guna means three gunas: mode of goodness, mode of passion, and mode of ignorance. Nirguna means above these material modes of nature. Above this mode is nirguna. That Krishna is nirguna. So whoever doing a pure devotional service, whoever reaching that one, they also nirgunas. So actually devotional service is above the three modes of material nature. Okay, devotional service is above three. Bhakti is also above three modes of material nature. Even in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is again telling in 14.26, Sagunan samatityan brahma bhuya kalpate. Means you have to above three modes of material nature. That is the pure devotional service. Okay. Three modes of material. So we have to rise our consciousness from these three modes of material nature only through devotional service, by hearing, process of hearing. That's what I told. Even like Lord is above three modes of material nature. His name, his form, his quality, or his paraphernalia, everything is pure. Everything is above three modes of material nature. They will not never affect. That's what when we starting devotional service means, whatever Srila Prabhupada given is this devotional service is topmost. Bhakti Yoga. He given us topmost system of Bhakti Yoga. But as a conditioned soul, we all, we come to this Krishna consciousness. Starting stage is faith. We call that relative faith, the fragile faith. We come to the Krishna consciousness. Then we associate it with the devotees, we start bhajana kriya. Then that bhajana kriya will further go to sadhu sangha. Second portion is sadhu sangha, where we associate with the sadhus, because these sadhus are all pure, and when we associate it, we also get purity, and we start with them hearing process of his name, his qualities, his different pastimes. We start to hear, which is all pure, which is above 3 modes of material nature. That will take our consciousness to above 3 modes of material nature. Once we start, then bhajana kriya will come. Then anartha nivritti, means our anarthas, many of anarthas are there in the material nature. That will start to, because in the bhajana kriya, we have to take an shelter of the spiritual master. From there, anartha nivritti will start. Once, means whatever we have anarthas in the material, that start to go. Anartha nivritti will, then will come to firm faith. Where is firm faith? Means very, very strong. Our faith will get firm. Then there is no chance of fall down further. Firm state means we get the taste of hearing. We'll get taste of hearing the Lord's pastime. You get taste of Lord's devotees association. Our material hankering will start to reduce. Most of the start to reduce. Then that is from firm faith. We'll get asakti, we'll get ruchi, bhava, and ruchi, asakti, bhava, and prema bhakti. This is the way this flows. And then that's what we can overcome these 3 modes of material nature only by bhakti yoga. And when we are chanting this holy name, that is the process which is given for the Kali Yuga to rise from this our dormant this material condition of life. In Kali Yuga, this process is only one, that is the chanting the holy name, Sankirtana Yajna. But even this chanting of the holy name is there in the even other yugas also. But other yuga, there is even yuga dharma also there. But holy name always there in all the yugas. But in this Kali Yuga, it's very, very special, because process is same. Everything is only chanting the holy name, and where we can immediately elevate from the, if you are purely chanting without offenses of 10 offenses, we all know that 10 offenses, we very fast we can elevate to higher stages of pure bhakti. That is above the 3 modes of material nature possible. See, we have some examples. I will give some these pure devotional examples. Like a few years back, or the Jagatsakshi Prabhuji was given one example. It is so nice example of he given in the one nice real story. That is Chokka Mela. Okay, it is a story of Chokka Mela, who was there in the Pandarapura. Pandarapura, you all know, it is there in the Maharashtra state. From Bombay, around 150 kilometers, there is Pandarapura. And there, Pandarapura, there was a devotee called Chokka Mela. He was, I will shortly tell the story. He is what we call him, it's a backward caste in India. We call it a low caste, and they were not allowing him to. He was a devotee of the Panduranga. He had very much high devotee, elevated devotee, but their brahmanas or priests, they were not allowing him to go inside the temple and take darshan of Panduranga. And every time, whenever that Mangalati going on, he stands outside the temple, front of the door, and he nicely dances, sings Lord's glories. He was doing very nice devotional service. But this priest or Brahmana, they were never understand. But there is same time that in that same place, there is a Namdev was there. He was there, also a saint, Namdev. Many times he come to Pandarapur. And whenever he comes to Pandarapur, first he meet this Chokka Mela, and he discuss with the Lord's glories many times. And Namdev know the glories of our Chokka Mela. When this later on, what happened? This Chokka Mela many times coming. This priest, they given Chokka Mela a service that outside the temple to clean evening after closing the door of temple. he has to clean outside the temple area. And he was happily doing as a service to the Lord, to pleasing the Lord. Then one day, from the one in the temple, when he's cleaning, one crack, he was seeing a light, nice light is coming, transcendental light is coming. He started to see the from that small crack. Then inside the Panduranga was standing. Then Pandurang was asking him, bring me some rotis, I'm hungry. Then Chokamela is telling, where, how is now midnight? No, you go home and bring. Then he ran, because he was staying, Pandarapura, this temple, he was staying, there is a river called Chandrabhaga river. He's staying other side the river. He crossed the river, go to home, he tell his wife, roti, and he bring, and he started to feed the Lord. And Lord is happily taking. And then after a few days, Lord is also his pastimes are very difficult to understand. He throws some of the roti here and there, and therefore he goes, and Chokamela goes his home. But Chokamela don't know what Lord is inside really doing. But whenever this priest and they were coming, they were seeing inside the temple area these rotis, which is left behind. The rotis were there, and it was normally it's not pure, considered as a not pure. They were searching who is doing this every day. They were blaming each other. But Chokamela says, anyway, he is not going inside. Like that, it is few days happened. One day, their Chokamela's and Lord Panduranga's discussion went very long. 4 o'clock happened, morning. One day, Brahman is coming. Chokamela is standing in the crack, and he is pushing the roti inside. Then they found that this Chokamela is doing that one. And they somehow blaspheme him, beat him. They banned him to come to near to the temple, not even cross the river. And he unable to come now near to the temple. To somehow he is just taking Vittala's name, and he was staying there in his village. But then he was also doing some his life, some labor work. One time when there is they were building a house and that wall fell on few of the laborers, and they all died. Then this happened after a few months. Namdev comes to Panduranga's temple there, Pandarapura. He can't see Namdev that time. Then he asks what happened, Namdev, and then they tells the story what he's doing. Then Namdev was very angry, but he want to see again this Chokamela, and he went other side the river, and he unable to find in his house where is Namdev, and somebody told him he like this incident happened, and he died, and under that wall they all died, few laborers like that. Then he want to see where they went, and that wall they were not removed because these laborers all are in the low caste and nobody touching them. And immediately Namdev and his disciple, they running, and Namdev started to immediately to remove that wall, and he started to dig. He want to find out where is Chokamela's body bone. When other villagers telling very difficult because many are died. Then this Namdev he started to dig, and each bone he's picking and seeing from the bone there is Vittala, Vittala, Vittala. Name is which bone having that Vittala, Vittala, that is the Chokamela's bone, and he is separating that bone. And then he found this Chokamela's all bone. He is searching and taking to his ear. He can see Vittala, Vittala, Vittala. That each bone are knocking means saying the mantra of Vittala, Vittala, Vittala. And then this Namdev brings that all bones and put in the front of Pandarapura temple, and then he even makes there is his samadhi, Chokamela samadhi. Whenever even Jagat Prabhuji was telling devotees going now, they first visit the Chokamela samadhi, and then they go inside the Panduranga's temple. See why I tell this story, because even this Chokamela, he don't have any much the knowledge like Anyabhilashita Sunyam. Jnana Karmadi Anavritam. That is the pure devotional service is explained in the Nectar of Devotion and by Rupa Goswami. Anyabhilashita Sunyam Jnana Karmadi Anavritam Anukulyena Vishnanu Shilanam Bhakti Ruttama. There it is clearly explained. Like Jnana and Karma is not, means pure Bhakti is not needed any Jnana or Karma. Pure means it is direct devotion to the Krishna. This Chokamela, this is not very, it is earlier, it is only 200, 300 years back it is happened. This Chokamela is just doing this pure devotional service to Lord, and his whole body is transferred as a transcendental, above three modes of material nature. Otherwise, that bone is, just telling that much of engrossed when he is chanting the holy name of Vittala. See, this is what we have to chant our holy name. Means we have to fully engross with, means that much of, we call attachment. Means with the, chant holy name with the attentive mood, that much of attentive, because inattentive is an offense. If you are chanting the attentive holy name, we surely reach to the pure devotional service. Because holy name is, again I told, it is pure, it is transcendental. Krishna's name is Krishna's pastimes, everything is transcendental. This can take us to higher devotional service. That's what, when you chant, we have to chant very, very attentive. There is nothing. Anya Abhilashita Sunyam Jnana Karmadi Anavrutam. There is, for the pure bhakti, no, nothing is there. Everything is with the relationship with the Lord and pleasure of the Lord. This bhakti, they do only pleasure of the Lord. Now, no more. One more example also we can see in the Ramayana. That is now means Treta Yuga. That's, but I told it is only 200 years back. Many incidents are there. This type of, this pure devotion, pure devotees pastimes. You can see one more, like in the Ramayana, Shabari. This Shabari is also same. She was a low caste woman, but she is a disciple of, Matanga Muni. Even when Matanga Muni taken her as a disciple, because he know Matanga Muni that she is a very good devotee of Rama. And his other disciples of Matanga Muni, they were not ready to accept Shabari as their god brothers or like that. They are always keeping Shabari far away. Even there was one pond, even that pond, once Shabari taking water from that pond, these other disciples of Matanga Muni, they throw to a stone because they don't want her to come to take water. And because of her, blood, that whole pool was get blood, and they unable to take any water from after that. Then it is like that, it is there. Then later on, when Matanga Muni is leaving, means his body, he tells, means he is going to spiritual world. He tells Shabari, you stay here, Rama will come and Rama will deliver you. Then Shabari, that much as engrossed with Rama, when Rama is coming, she very old. She was not at all seeing cold, hot. For us, if it is a little cold, we are suffered. We'll take hot water bath. But for her, not like that. Any conditions, she was in the small hut in the forest, and she was every day morning getting up, taking bath, waiting. Rama is when coming. Every day she was, there was a Kannada in a song was there. Rama Baruanendu Kadiru Shabari Rama Baruanendu, means every day she is doing that activity. Go to the forest, bring the fruits, keep it ready early morning. And then all the seasons, that is not at all affected any seasons for her. She, even that nice, that poem in Kannada, they explain, even she goes top of the tree and wait for where she want to see where Rama is coming from far away. She will ask the trees, where are you see Rama today? She will ask animals. Means she know that all these animals, they are just as an animal form, but there is Paramatma, there is a Jiva. She knows, she is asking all these animals. She's asking even plants, birds. Are you saw Rama? Are you see Rama somewhere? He's coming like that. Only this one is waiting to Rama. Rama only. When Rama comes, we all know that when later on Rama comes to her to see, that time also when Rama comes, she collected the fruits. She want to give very nice one to Rama, good one. That's why she's tasting these fruits and offering to Rama. Means, see, this is the what devotion means. Very simple. We have to keep devotion very, very simple. No need to too much things that to do. We have to keep very simple, attentive devotion, very sincere, very, very regulative. We have to do all the regulative principles, follow very sincerely, strictly. Then our progress in the devotional service is easy. Also, like we have to purify our this external body as well as internal, means subtle body also we have to mind, intelligence and false ego. This is also we have to purify. This is purification possible only when we do attentive chanting of the holy name, attentive hearing of the Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita. Then only these are possible. That's what because this sloka is very clearly telling to rise this from the three modes of material nature is only possible by the platform of devotional service. Attaining the highest platform of devotional service, as I have explained, one can overcome the influence of three modes of material nature. Three modes of material nature, that's what is very, very difficult. We all learn that one. We know that different nature of these modes, very, very difficult to overcome. But how to possible? Only devotional service. We all got this opportunity now. We have to very sincerely, we have to put our 100% attentiveness, chanting the holy name or hearing. Also, we not to envy with others. Puja, labha, pratishtha they call. We not to be for anybody to respect us. No, amanina manadena kirtaniya. I don't want to respect. This way, puja, labha, pratishtha, not at all expect. Not even somebody like Ganadapi Sunikena, Tarorapi Saituna, Amanina Manajana, Kirtaniya Sadahari. This is only possible through chanting the holy name. We must be tolerant like trees. Anything will come. If somebody is not, glorifying me for my seva, no problem. Because that is the problem for us. If we are expecting somebody has to glorify me, okay, maybe they will not glorify, but no problem. Leave it, tolerate it. Then we have to be humble. And we must be very, very humble. We have to develop the quality of humbleness and tolerance. It is not that suddenly it will come, but we have to develop, because when we are doing pure devotional service, we go above three modes of material nature. All this will go. That's what I give an example of some of these devotees. There is many examples. We have Prahlad Maharaj. Many, many examples are there. When we do this pure devotional service, we clean our subtle nature also, our mind, our intelligence, our false ego. Then we will, devotion means pure, not to expect puja, labha, pratishtha. If we are expecting, that is not, then it is not pure devotional service. We are still under the three modes of material nature. Please, that's what we got this devotional service. We have to take it to further higher stage. Here it is clearly mentioning pure devotional service, which is take us above three modes of material nature. Which is Lord is also situated in three modes of above three modes of nature, and that is the called transcendental stage. Anyabhilashita sunyam jnana karma dhyanavrutam. Okay, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji's and Mataji's. What I tried my best. If any devotee is having addition or if any questions, they can ask. Prabhuji told me to 10:30 to finish.
Oh, Hare Krishna Prabhu, I sent another message. They don't have class. If you want to continue, we can continue. You want to say something to us?
Okay, Prabhuji. I think Anyway, I closed down my things. Actually, all other Shoguta Prabhuji is there, Anuttam Prabhuji is there, you Prabhuji, you is there. Means you can share some points on this shloka,
Okay.
because
Thank
it
you,
is
Prabhu.
nice.
Hare Krishna. Shogana
Hare
Prabhu, are you?
Hare
If you are
Krishna,
not,
Prabhu.
yes, if you
Yes,
are not
Prabhu.
busy, Prabhu, please participate. Yes.
Yes, thank you, Prabhu. Now, actually, Prabhuji very beautifully explained it, practical, related whatever is thing with the real personalities, like book Bhagavatam, person Bhagavatam. So, Bhagavatam, we are reading from the book, and there is also person Bhagavatam. So, he already given practical examples how people lived according to the teachings of the Lord. So, it's self-explanatory and it was very inspiring. So I don't have anything to add. So I'd like to thank Prabhu for putting his time to explain this verse so very wonderfully and inspiring every one of us to take Krishna consciousness and bhakti and chanting very attentively. Thank you very much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Anuttam Prabhu, yes, is unmuted, please, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Just want to share something which we read in Namamrita also. So it came to my mind when Prabhu described the stages of bhakti, the 9 stages of bhakti. Recently in Namamrita, we read about the 14 stages of bhakti explained by Srila Vishwanatha Chakravarti Thakur. So I'll just briefly go through that.
Yes,
The first stage according to that is Satam Kripa is the first stage where one receives the mercy of a devotee. The second is Mahat Seva. So after receiving the mercy, we start doing, we get to do some service, Mahat Seva. And by doing service, we develop Shraddha, faith. Then comes, after Shraddha, we take shelter of a Guru, Gurupada Ashraya. That is the 4th stage. Then comes Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, Anartha Nivritti, Nishta, Ruchi, Bhava, Prema, and the 13th stage is Darshan, where one gets to see the Lord face to face. And the final stage is Madhurya Anubhava, where one relishes that sweetness. So besides the 9 stages, Vishwanath Chakravarti explains 5 more stages of the progress of bhakti. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu. Please go ahead, Prabhu.
Okay. First of all, thank you very much. Nicely explained. Wonderful, rejoicing. Thank you for that. But I have a question actually, because during the explanation part, okay, I heard that there are 10 things we have to leave. I mean, I could not get that 10. Which are the 10 things which we have to leave? Could you please highlight or something?
And maybe about Namabrata you mentioned, maybe Namabratas you mentioned, 10.
I heard during the explanation.
Yes.
I heard during the explanation that 10 things we have to give up.
To avoid, no Prabhu. Asamanda Prabhu, please check your mic. You are not audible.
Okay, it was mute. Sorry.
Yes. So
actually, that is the what I was telling. It's the 10 offenses against the holy name. Okay, that means these 10 offenses we have to avoid to get the prema bhakti. That is the. I will try my best. Actually, others can help me. First one is the Vaishnava aparadha. We have not to blaspheme the devotees who are in the
dedicated their life for
the preaching activities. We not to blaspheme them. We not to envy with them. This is the first one, and then second one is then name, because this Vishnu's name, Vishnu is not equal to Brahma or Shiva or any other demigods. We not to consider that names of the Krishna, Vishnu equal to Shiva or Brahma. That is also an offenses. Then third one is
Spiritual master's instructions.
We
So
not to disobey the instructions of spiritual masters, because whatever spiritual masters instructions comes, we have to follow as it is, not to disobey the spiritual masters instructions. Like, then fourth one is
about Vedas and literature.
about
Vedas and literature, yes.
Yeah, to blaspheme the Vedic literature or literature in pursuance of Vedic versions. Means Vedic literatures, like whatever the literatures are there, we not to blaspheme them. Like any other, like Ramayana, Mahabharata, or Vedic, Upanishad, all these literatures, any literatures, we not to blaspheme. Even this Quran or Bible, we not to blaspheme them, because they are all pure literatures about devotional service. We not to blaspheme them. Then fifth one, to consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be imagination, because this is also one more offense. And sixth one is to give some interpretation on the holy name of the Lord. We are interpreting the holy name in the different way. To commit sinful activities on the strength of the chanting of the holy name of the Lord, because if it is chanting the holy name, we have to get prema bhakti. If we are means strength of the holy name, and we are telling that I will get maybe some opulences, all these things, when chanting the holy name, if you are thinking, that is the also interpretation on commit sinful activities on the strength of chanting the holy name of the Lord. And eighth one is to consider the chanting of Hare Krishna one of the auspicious ritualistic activities offered in the Vedas as fruitive activities, karma kanda. Ninth, to instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name. 10th, to not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy name and to maintain material attachment even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. Okay, this, and every devotee who claims to be Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to quickly achieve the desired success. Then there is even inattentive chanting also in an offensive. That is also there in the as a 10th offense. These all are the 10 offenses against the holy name. That's what is. Remember that even if one feels they are being offensive, there is no need to stop chanting. By trying to chant sincerely and serving the spiritual master, we may be purified of our offenses and may be able to chant purely. Chant Hare Krishna and be happy. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
These all are the 10 offenses to avoid when we chanting the holy name.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Actually, we can see this is in, if you go to ISKCON Desire Tree or any other place, you can find you. This is mainly mentioned in Nectar of Devotion. It is there. It is Srila Prabhupada, is many places he explained this one. And before taking the shelter or initiation, we have to by heart these offenses. And we have to read before chanting the holy name. Every day we have to read these 10 offenses. Take inspiration from this offense, means avoiding this offenses. We have to keep it in mind and we have to chant holy name. Hare Krishna. Also, one more point, actually, I want to, this when we are reaching the higher, our regulative principles, we have to follow this regulative principle very, very strict and sincerely. Then only we will reach the higher stage of devotional services. Regulative principle is, we have always that 4 regulative principle, which is not eat meat, no meat eating, including onion and garlic, tea, and no intoxication, and no gambling, no illicit sex. This 4 is very, very strictly we have to follow. Then more than that, we have to chant holy name. We have to read Srila Prabhupada's books, and we have to associate with the devotees. This is very, very important. To get purification of fast, we have to get association of pure devotees, because again, pure devotees are above 3 modes of material nature. When we associate with that devotee, we also able to elevate to the above 3 modes of material nature. That's what our regulative principle, like other regulative principle, we have to get early morning, we have to chant holy name in the Brahma Murta, we have to do Mangalarti, we have to attend Mangalarti. Mangalarti when we are doing, we means we are getting mercy from the our parampara, that is samsara dava. When we are singing and getting mercy, that is the mercy where we are receiving for the our full day activity from the Guru Parampara. That also we have to regularly do. And once I was hearing, even here we don't have temple, and some of the time we maybe don't have even our home, or because we are bachelor staying, altar is not there, we are unable to do Mangalarti. Still, that Maharaj was telling, you just sing yourself the samsara dava and pray to the Lord, or to get a mercy from the parampara. That is very, very important. Ourselves, at least we have to sing, if not possible also. Morning, first, we have to sing the samsara dava, and other activities, what we have, like daily, we have to honor only Krishna Prasada as all the time. It is not excuse. 100% we have to take Krishna Prasada. These all the regulative principles are there. When we are following, we very easily we can achieve the pure Krishna, pure Prema Bhakti. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Prabhuji, I have another 2 questions, if at all. Do you have time, first of all? Or is it done?
Sudarshan Vasudev Prabhuji.
Yes, Asimanta Prabhu is free. We can take questions. Even if Prabhu is not free, others may take. We will try to.
It's okay, Prabhuji,
No,
today.
I'm just wondering about the time factor.
No.
Yeah,
time
yeah.
is done.
There is time. There is time, Prabhu.
Okay. So my 2 questions are, first of all, see, there is one minute.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Ravi Prabhu,
Krishna,
you are-
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, sorry. Okay, so my 2 questions are, see, one is, if you read the Bhagavad Gita, I will speak little Hindi also, and I will speak little English also, but I'll just try to make up the question. Question number 1 is that, if you read the Bhagavad Gita, the first 6 chapters is talking about Karma Yoga, the next 6 chapters is talking about Bhakti Yoga. So, if supposing if a person is getting involved in the Karma Yoga, that is, service, maybe because if you see the seva to mankind is also seva to Bhagwan. Okay, so is Karma Yoga also giving a substitute effect equally as Bhakti Yoga? That is question number 1. Question number 2 is that it's very beautifully explained about the Mangala Arati now, wonderfully said. But if you go to Vrindavan, there is Bake Bihari Mandir is there, okay, and in Bake Bihari Mandir there is no Mangala Arati, but here we are talking about Mangala Arati during the like a morning 4 o'clock and something. So could you highlight something on it? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Nice question, Prabhuji. Actually, this Karma Yoga and Bhakti Yoga. Actually, your question is that you are told, I think, if doing the service to a people also, it is Karma Yoga, or it is good, or how you mentioned, Prabhuji?
Yeah, I did mention about Karam Yoga, which I told about chapter 1 to 6 in Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah, but
Around
service to
chapter
man.
7 to 12. So, service to mankind is service to Bhagwan. That is what we have said. Okay. So,
Madhava Seva, right, Prabhu?
It is it's not right, Prabhuji, actually. Actually, it is not Krishna is never, not anywhere he's telling. he's telling we have to serve first to Krishna. Okay, whatever our karma yoga means, our activities, we have to offer back to Krishna. That is the pure karma yoga. If we are not offering Krishna back to our activities, then that is the karma bandhana. We will again entangled in the this material world. That's whatever our activities from the karma. Karma means activities. We have to do activities to Krishna, and even whatever results are coming, we not to even accept result. That is Nishkama Karma Yoga. We have to do activities to the devotional activities to Krishna and not expecting any results. That is the Nishkama Karma Yoga. Also, whatever we results we are getting, we have to offer that to Krishna. Now, you like if you are Manava Seva is not like that. Like first we can offer to Krishna, like Prasadam. There is an example I am telling. Like Prasadam, we have Prasadam. Means if we are offering this whatever food stuff to Krishna, that is Prasadam, and then we can give to somebody. That means it's mercy. I'm sharing. Then there is no karma bandhana. Now I just directly give some money to do Manava Seva directly. They may not serve to Krishna or they not offer to Krishna. They just prepare the food and they offer to people. That is again this karma bandhana. There is, it is not prasadam or it's not mercy is distributed. It's a directly distributed karma that will bind them. Okay, yes, it is giving a relief to them, but it will binding them. It is not giving them a sukriti. But when you give the prasadam offer to Krishna and then it is given to them, that is give them a sukriti. That will their life will be later on or any time it will be that sukriti will help them to come to Krishna. That's why Krishna even 7th chapter he was telling Chaturveda bhajante ma janana sukriti no Arjuna. Whoever sukriti is there, they will come to me. Artha Jijnasu Artharthi Jnani. Means these 4 kinds of people only they will come because they have sukriti. This sukriti how we can give? Why? That's what you told. Karma yoga means one example I'm giving. This prasadam we can offer to the others, whoever not devotees, and then they will get that mercy as a sukriti, and then they will come one day to Krishna. Now, it is directly when we are doing to seva to mankind directly without Krishna consciousness, that will bind us, and it is not. It is karma kanda process only, and it is not karma yoga process. Actually, Prabhupada explains karma yoga also as a bhakti, because karma, whatever our activity, yoga means connecting. Activity is connecting to Krishna, that's what is karma yoga, but it is little lower stage. But when higher stage is bhakti yoga, which is directly connected to Krishna, glory to Krishna, to pleasure of the Krishna. But here in the karma yoga, there is activities. These activities we are offering to Krishna. Results we are offering to Krishna. Sorry, not activities. Results we are offering to Krishna. But there is actually full we are doing. Pleasure of the Krishna. And about you told this about Bhakti Bihari, or I don't know Prabhuji exactly what Bhakti Bihari what they are doing, but this is Vaishnava culture, which is in the Gaudiya Vaishnava, how they are performing. That what I told, like in especially in the ISKCON, how we perform. But in Bhakti Bihari, I don't know how they're doing. There is surely Mangalarti may be there, because now one more, because I am Udupi. Actually, Udupi, there is a Krishna temple, very old, 800 years old Krishna temple. There also they do every morning Mangalarti. Means it is not Samsara Dava they are singing, but Samsara Dava is only in the ISKCON we are singing Gaudiya this one, because we are glorifying our spiritual master. But in Udupi Krishna temple also they sing different shlokas or different bhajans, not same. But Bhakti Bihari also surely there will be surely morning maybe Aarti. They may not calling Mangala Aarti, but surely there is an Aarti. I think Bhakti Bihari Aartis are going on every time. But I don't have any knowledge about that, Prabhuji, about Bhakti Bihari, what you ask. If you have anything, you can share, Prabhuji.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know your answer is satisfied you.
Yeah, Prabhuji, first of all, again, thank you. But again, I will twist my question in a different manner, and perhaps maybe you may find it a bit different, but it's necessary to highlight here because I just spoke to you about Karam Yoga and Bhakti Yoga. Now, I will go a step further. Okay. When we talk about Bhagavad Gita, chapter 13 to 18, okay, that is also talking about Jnana Yoga, that is knowledge, okay, yoga of knowledge. Now, in this, if you see clearly and correctly, there is one shloka which is mentioned that Bhagavan is seated in the hearts of all, which means Bhagavan is there with all you. Okay. Now, in this case, when I said Karam Yoga, service to God is service to Bhagavan, here I define it in this manner. When you see Bhagavan in that person, because Bhagavan is there in the hearts of all, as I said. Okay. So when you see, that is also becomes a Karma Yoga in that format. If you see, I hope my message is clear. Okay, am I right? So in this case, the Karam Yoga is effective. Am I right? Okay. Then that is one thing. So again, a bit clarification on this. And number two is that because as you said, you don't know about Bhakti Bihari, so I'll just try to highlight and give a message here. Bhakti Bihari temple opens at morning 8:30. Okay, it's not open in the morning 4 o'clock or something, because I've been to Vrindavan, I've been to ISKCON also morning 4 o'clock Aarti, ISKCON, Mangla Aarti also. So that is why I raised the question. Perhaps if I could get a clarification on that, because there are two ways of looking things sometimes. One is it is said that in Nidhivan the Bhagwan is doing Ras Leela at night. If you see the Nidhivan story in the Vrindavan, there is a Ras Leela which is done even till today. Okay, so Bhagwan needs some rest. That is one. It is defined. So I was not clear on that. And second thing is also it is said that Bhakti Bihari is also Bal Gopal. Is also, which means child which needs the rest. So morning 4 o'clock, don't wake up, like it is said. So again, I just needed clarification or highlight. But since you said it's okay, you are not aware, so I just leave it. I'll find out somehow from other source or something. It's okay. But in the meanwhile, yes, I think Karma Yoga I have clearly defined now. So I think my message is clear. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Actually, again to tell you, Lord is in our heart as a Paramatma, but there is we have to read like Bhagavatam or this one, because see realization of Lord in different stages, that is Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagavan stage. But that highest realization is the Bhagavan stage. Brahman is the he is all pervading, and Paramatma is there in the all the sorry, I think localized. He's localized. He's there, and then another stage of realization, Bhagwan. That is the topmost realization of Bhagwan. That is Krishna's realization. That three stages are there. That's why different stage of realization is there. And when we are seeing each other, is it surely we will see them as there is a Bhagwan? It is not possible if they are no, if people not in the Bhakti Yoga. They are not in any process. Very difficult to see that purity, like what you told, that purity never comes until and under you are in the pure devotional service. That purity never comes. We cannot see only human. Now Paramatma is there even in the plant. Paramatma is there even in the animals. All the jivas which is in the universe, Paramatma comes with them. We say Paramatma as guide for the jiva. Either this jiva is like when he is doing, is interested in the Bhakti Yoga to serve to Krishna, he will help to the serve to Krishna. When he is enjoy himself or his only senses, Paramatma is helping him also. That's why Paramatma is there in all the jivas. Now, how we are seeing, what, that's what my question, like, when people are serving as a Paramatma, really, that's okay. That means very highest stage, okay. But if they are not really doing that one, they surely doing as a just well-being or like generous purpose, or I want to serve this community. On that basis, then that is a karma yoga. It will bind them. But it is a service. It is a good. Service is always good. I'm not telling service is bad, because the soul's nature is the service. It will serve either because best topmost service is serve Krishna. Otherwise, it will serve anybody else, because the soul cannot be stay without service, without activity. You cannot stay like that. It is highly active. If it is not serving Krishna, it will serve my family. I'm serving my family, my wife, my children, my father, my nation. Many, many things I am doing service. But that is on what basis we are doing service. Just a relationship. That will karma bandhana. That will end up with a karma bandhana. And Shogun Prabhu, you can explain little nicely about this word, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu, and thank you, Ravi Prabhu, also. It was actually very nice question. Basically, people will have this kind of questions. It is quite natural. Regarding the Mangalarati, I would like to share my understanding, whatever we have, through the whatever Acharyas has explained us. Because it is a Brahma Muhurta time. For the Lord, it is not important that early morning. Srila Prabhupada also says, we are doing all this for our qualification, for purification, and even for Rasa Leela and everything, people will sometimes try to imitate. Srila Prabhupada is saying, sometimes people will criticize that why Lord danced with so many gopis. That's not correct, morally correct. So Prabhupada has given a lecture called Sex and Salt may be bad for you, but not for God. So when a person who is affected by sugar, he cannot eat sweet. But a person who is healthy, he can eat sweet. So the Lord is not contaminated with any material modes. So whatever he is doing, it is not like us. Okay, that is one thing. So Banki Bihar temple, as Prabhuji already highlighted, is in the Balagopal form. And for the Lord, there is no time. He need not wake up 4 o'clock. He need not wake up like us. But we are waking up at 4 o'clock and singing Mangalarati for our purification. And also the scriptures, not only Bhagavad Gita, all the scriptures, Vedic scriptures says, the early morning time is very conducive for spiritual life. It is Brahma Muhurta, and it is in Sattvic mode, so our mind can easily absorb in the thoughts of God. And we are chanting more rounds now. If somebody will start the process by 6 or 7, definitely he cannot do any sadhana, because the material activities start by 6:30. We have to go to office and everything. And even if you see in the Muslim religion also, they start their prayer at 3:45. So basically many of the spiritual practices all around the world, they start early morning, so that the mind is very quiet, the world is very quiet. So you can absorb yourselves in your sadhana. That will charge you and make you quick spiritual progress. Of course, when we do it little later, then what happens, it is not wrong, but it will not have that kind of realization, because we'll be disturbed. The mind becomes disturbed. Like if you go to the office early morning, if you go, you can reach the office in time. The moment you are getting little late, the traffic jam builds up on the road. We can experience this here also. The early we go early. The later we go, then the road starts blocking. The same traffic is in our mind also. So that's why it is recommended that early morning you have to start by 4:30. You do the arati and you do your spiritual practices like chanting. So that is not applicable to the Lord. So the Lord can be waked up at any time. But it is for us to wake up at early morning for our own purification and progress. That is one thing which I want. What is my understanding, and also the scriptures as well as Acharyas explain the importance of Brahma Muhurta for spiritual progress. Second thing about Manava Seva, Madhava Seva, that is like, it is good, Manava Seva at a preliminary level, because there are some problems also. When we do Manava Seva, we do not know, like, is it exactly used in the right way also. Because you can see how when we are helping people, the funds are being misused in a wrong way. There is corruption and other things. And of course, second thing is because we are spirit soul, when we are only serving a person on the bodily platform without giving spiritual knowledge, Srila Prabhupada is saying that somebody is drowning in the water, you are trying to rescue his coat, but the person is drowning. What is the use? Unless we give spiritual knowledge. If you are doing Manava Seva and giving spiritual knowledge, that is good. Because as Prabhuji already said, Karma Yoga means connecting. So whatever Seva we do, it is appreciated, but that Seva should link that person to God. In that way, like as the example was given, the food is given, Annadana is given, it's glorious, really. At the same time, the Annadana, if you are offering to the Lord and it is performed, as for ISKCON is having Food for Life program, that is more, the spirit is connected. Karma Yoga is only our body is connected. But in Bhakti Yoga, the soul is connected to the super soul, still higher platform. Jnana Yoga, the mind and intelligence is connected to God. Karma Yoga, the body is connected to the Lord by hand, leg, like that we are doing some seva. But the Bhakti Yoga means the soul is directly connected to the Lord. So that's why the Bhakti Yoga is higher stage. But Srila Prabhupada is not condemning other stage. These are called yoga ladders. Like we go to the first step, that is like one step, then second step, then third step. So gradually people progress on this path of yoga. And finally, without Bhakti Yoga, we cannot achieve perfection. Even the impersonalists, there are many impersonalists in India, they also agreed that without the element of bhakti, nobody can achieve perfection. There is a famous impersonalist in Tamil Nadu, he's Ramana Maharshi, is celebrated throughout the world. He's a yogi, and he has written in his own book that, my Lord, without bhakti, definitely I cannot come to you. I understand that, and you will not leave me without if I don't perform bhakti. And he's glorifying the path of bhakti, even though his main focus is on jnana yoga, self-inquiry method. Who am I? Like that. So bhakti is almost ultimate process, but everybody cannot come to the bhakti process immediately. So the path of purification as a yoga ladder is through karma yoga, through jnana yoga and dhyana yoga. But by a mercy of devotee, if somebody is directly getting that bhakti yoga in the middle, in the beginning itself, then he is considered to be very fortunate. Instead of climbing through the stairs, he is directly taking an elevator. So that is people who are getting fortune by the mercy of a guru or acharya or through a devotee. So there are two stages. Either we go gradually, Paunam Janmanam Ante, after many births, Jnanavan, the Jnanis, Mam Prapadyate, they come to me, Vasudevam Sarvamiti, then they declare everything is Krishna. Vasudevam Sarvamiti, Sa Mahatma, such a Mahatma is Sudurlabha, very rare to find in this world. So normally we don't see people who are pure devotees in this world much, because Krishna itself declaring Sa Mahatma Sudurlabha. But by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy, this knowledge is distributed 500 years before, freely, without any kind of, without any consideration. It is distributed freely, so that we are all getting access to this knowledge. So Karma Yoga, doing service to the humans, definitely in the beginning it is good, but we should make sure that it is not misused, or it is sometimes even the person who is serving, they are putting case against him that this guy is doing a wrong thing. We are seeing in the news. So Manava Seva is Madhava Seva. It is not accepted in Vaishnava philosophy, because we are serving the person, not the Lord. But if you are serving the person by connecting him to the Lord, even if you are giving education, you are giving material education as well as giving spiritual education to him, then that kind of seva becomes actually really a service to the Lord. Because there is an example, one more example also, for the beautiful example, like if you are standing in a bus stop, there is a beggar coming and he's asking, can you give me some, donation? Then you are seeing, just you are taking from another, next to your neighbor, one person is there, no stranger. You are putting your hand on that person's pocket and taking the money and putting on the beggar. The beggar is happy. But the person on the other side gets upset. He's asking, okay, you want to give from your pocket. Why do you give from my pocket? You don't have the authority to put your hand on my pocket. Same way, when we are doing Madhava Seva, we say Manava, whose property are we giving? Did we ask the Lord that, can I take you this property? But we are thinking this is my property. That itself is an illusion. Everything is Lord's property. The Ishopanishad says, Isha Avasham Idam Sarvam Itkincha Jagatyam Jagat. Everything animate and inanimate is the property of the Lord. So we are putting the Lord's property, taking, and we are giving us Madhava Seva and saying, this is my property, you take it. So we don't have the claim. But when we take in the bhakti process, we pray to the Lord, Krishna, this is your property. I want to help this person. Through you, let me become an instrument to uplift these people, poor people. Please help me, guide me so that I may use your property in the right way. And let me also enlighten them with Krishna consciousness. This is more of an internal mind state. In that way, if you do, definitely Krishna will be happy. So, because normally human beings, when we say no, don't help people, they feel very bad. Oh, why they are why only God? Why? In front of me, so many people are suffering. These people are always telling you serve to Krishna. No, it's not like that. The devotee is very compassionate. He's called Paradukhi Dukhi. Means he is very compassionate that he is seeing that others are suffering. That's why he's saying it's a permanent solution is to connect with the Lord. Temporary solution, we may give food today. What about tomorrow? He will get angry. After 2 years, he will get angry. Who will give food? So tomorrow, who will give him job? So the permanent solution, one is temporary solution, one is permanent solution. Permanent solution, Krishna says, Manmanabhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mame veshisi satyamti pratijani priyosmi. If we connect that soul to the Lord, then he is on the path back to home, back to God, and permanently is all this problem is solved. There is also saying in English, do not give fish to somebody, but teach how to catch the fish. So that is a way we should teach people. Instead of giving food or something and making him always dependent on us, let us teach him how he can become free from these material miseries and go back to God so that he will not come back here. Whatever he can do, he can do. And the process is very simple. He need not have any qualification, as Prabhuji explained. He need not have any even elementary education. All he need to do is a simple heart and chant the names of the Lord. And the Lord will take care because he is in the heart. As we say, he says, Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam, everywhere he is there. He is there. So, definitely at the beginning stage, we are helping people, it is good. But when we are progressing on the path, it is very important that we should not stop there. That person should be given spiritual knowledge so that he gets free from all this cycle of birth and death. This is the understanding of the Acharyas, and Bhagavad Gita also Krishna says very clearly. Krishna never says in Bhagavad Gita, just you help mankind, that will please me. There is not one single sloka in the 700 verses which says you just help human beings, that will help me more. So that is the thing. He always says, Sarva Dharman Parityaja Mamekam Sharanam Raja Am Tvam Sarva Papebhyo Moksha Isami Mas. If you surrender to me, I will remove all your sinful reactions. So that is the point. Somebody is suffering also, it is because of the karma bandhan. It is we are suffering, enjoying. Everything is result of our past activities, pious or impious. So, but when we try to surrender or we try to make others enlightened and make them surrender, our life gets perfected, their life also gets perfected, and they get liberated from these clutches of cycle of birth and death. That's what understanding temporary solution and permanent solution. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. So I'm not sure whether what I spoke is giving clarity to you, but if there is still kind of you have anything to discuss on this, it's okay, Prabhu, you can ask them. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah,
Yes,
thank
Prabhu.
you. Thank you for a big explanation. Although I could pick up a few points from here and there,
Yes,
but
Prabhu.
still few points are with
Yeah.
me as well. But I think if I go on, it will take a long time. But because it was also spoken about corruption and things like that. It is, you see, when you're doing Karam Yoga, it is you're doing with your own hands and mind. So there is no question of corruption over there.
No,
Because it was
sometimes,
also
Prabhu,
let me
no.
complete my statement.
Sometimes,
1 minute, let me complete my statement.
yeah.
So when it is also the purification of heart which is done.
Yes.
So it is a different scenario from case to case basis, basically.
Yes, yes, correct. Agreed.
So, yeah.
Agreed. Yes.
So,
Suppose you are giving education to a person.
So in this case,
good, yeah.
in this case, if it is done by heart.
Yes.
1 second. Sorry. In case if it is done by heart, by hands, pure heart, and with keeping that in bhakti. Now, for example, when you give education to the child, or for example,
Yes.
you are just paying the fees of the child and something like that. Then
Yes.
in this case, there is no what you can say, no
Misuse.
middleman get involved. No
Yes.
middleman involved or a misuse or
Yes,
any kind of corruption is getting, and more importantly, I'll tell you something. In spite of all these things, what we spoke, now let me tell you something. The better side of it. The better side of is that when you do something from your hand and when you do it heartily, I mean with pure heart, something, the joy or the element of contentment what you get, that is, like rejoicing. The
Yes.
joy, I mean, that is gives you peace of mind,
Satisfaction.
that is give you so, even if you have, for example, million dinars with you, that will not
Mm.
give you that satisfaction. What gives you satisfaction by giving this kind of service, that
Yes.
contentment, that joy, I mean, it is something uh, marvelous, beyond this world, you can say,
Yes. Agreed.
right? So
Agreed.
that is
Agreed.
how.
Agreed.
So
Agreed.
in a way, I can say, I mean, I just don't want to say it like from my I'm saying, but this is from the experience or from some like karam yog, when it is done something with your own hands, uh,
Yes.
it is purely and with pure heart. If it is done, it is something rejoicing, I believe so.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
No, agreed. 100%. I agree with that.
And second
What
thing,
I say was
and
like
second thing,
some.
and
Yeah.
second thing is that, you know, Bake Bihari Mandir, which we are talking about, that it's Bal Gopal Ru and rejoicing. I partially take some points and partially have something with me.
Okay.
Partially what I take from the message is that, yes. 4 o'clock is the Brahma Muhurat. That is the right time to do Mangala Aarti, and that is we are doing for purification. That is, I totally understand and agree with that. But yes, I will also highlight, because I've been to Vrindavan, I have seen Nidhivan. There is still, as I said earlier, I repeat again, that there is still uh, uh, what you can say, Ras Leela, still even till today it is going around.
Yes.
Yeah, that is the reason why I was told. So I just needed clarification. Perhaps I thought maybe I'll
Yes.
get an answer,
No
but
problem.
I think I have left with this message. I need to check other also.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yes, but I totally understand. It was given a try, and it was that I can purely understand 4 o'clock chanting name and all that other religion also pointed out and everything. I totally agree with that, 100% true. But my question
Yes,
was
bro.
related that it is Mangla Aarti is done. My first question was Mangla Aarti is done here in Baki Bihari. It is not done. That was my question. I did not
Yes. Yes.
had any kind of a difference of opinion, but
As Prabhu,
yes, I
as I
needed a
think,
clarification.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You already says no.
Thank you.
It's the baby, and we don't want to wake up, and maybe some reasons are there. Definitely, there will be some reasons. I am also not aware. But whatever you said, maybe those reasons, maybe also that was a reason. Or we need to find out also why it is.
I was partially having knowledge. I was not having a complete knowledge, so I thought maybe I will get finishing touch. Basically, I was looking for the
Yes.
finishing touch, because
Yes.
sometimes half knowledge or partial knowledge is incomplete.
Yes,
So
bro.
I
Yes.
thought
Yes.
maybe get a complete finishing touch would be helpful. Anyhow,
Yes,
I
bro.
want to say overall, I want to say thank you. Thoroughly enjoyed the class and
Very good.
really inspiration. And today's, I mean, the chanting, I mean, was also good about the devotional service. Thoroughly enjoyed. For the first time I came, but yes, too, I have been to ISKCON before also. But yes, today for the first time on Zoom, I mean to say. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Prabhu. Thank you for your
Thank you very
active
much.
participation and
Thank you.
wonderful questions also.
Thank
Hare
you very much.
Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you.
And
Hare Krishna.
please do ask, like, come and ask more questions, because it's a gradual process. We get clear. We also had all these kind of questions. There naturally we have all these
You know,
questions, no, to help people. It is natural because our heart has that mercy. We always want to do good for people.
yes, yes. And in fact,
So
I'll
yeah.
tell you, whenever there is an interaction session or like a question, of course, the explanation was wonderful. I thoroughly enjoyed. But what happens in question answer session, we get more, some incomplete messages which are there for us. Maybe sometimes we take away, but then we take it for granted. But when we ask question, it is more clear. So
Mm.
I feel
Yes,
that way is better. Anyway,
yes, yes.
thank you, sir. Thank you, Hare
Thank
Krishna
you. Thank
Prabhu.
you.
Thank you, thank you,
Hare
thank
Krishna.
you,
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for
thank
your
you, Prabhu.
participation. Hare Krishna. So Asimananda Krishna Prabhu, thank you, Prabhu. So
Only one
I
more
think-
small point I want to add.
yes, Prabhu.
Actually, when we are helping somebody, that is a very good service actually. But sometimes that our help, like when we given for education for some child, whatever. Now that child, if it is later on when she is growing, if she is okay, she also or she or he maybe good is good. Otherwise, if they are doing bad karmas because of some education, whatever, and that karma is indirectly affecting who is supported also. That is the karma's chain of reactions. That is also we have to understand, because it is a small point to add. Hare Krishna. Bhuj.
Anyway, I think it's a deep subject, as Prabhuji said, the
Yeah,
case-to-case basis.
Yes.
Case-to-case basis, sometimes there is,
Yes.
that's why I said sometimes there is a possibility of misuse.
Yes.
If you investigate deeply, because
Yeah.
we are not with that person throughout their life.
Yes.
We are helping today somebody, and we are maybe you not, but we are doing good. We are doing with a
Yes.
good heart, with a good intention. Definitely,
Yes.
it is good when
Yeah.
people are suffering. But sometimes the recipient
Yes.
may take it in a very good way, or there is a possibility of misuse also. In that case, something goes wrong, then there will be a karmic implications. Definitely, yes.
Yes. Whoever provider him, it is there.
Yes, it will be there. It will be there. So that's so.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you,
Thank you, Prabhuji. Your explanation was so nice, and the flow was very good. Hare Krishna.
All Prabhupada's mercy, Prabhu. We are not qualified, but Prabhupada has explained. Yes. So, yes, Prabhu wants to say something. Ravi Prabhu.
No, I thought it was the conclusion of the session, so I wanted to say thank you and Hare Krishna to everybody.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you also
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
for
Thank
giving
you,
your
Prabhuji. Hare
precious
Krishna.
time. So, on behalf of all the assembled devotees, let us express our humble gratitude to Prabhu for giving out his time and explaining these words and inspiring us in the path of devotional service. Let us chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra 3 times. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Hare,
Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Rama
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare. Vancha kalpatarubhascha kripa sindhubhyo pattanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo
Vaishnavebhyo
namaha.
namo namah. Ananda
Ananda
Gauri
Gauri
Vaishnava ki
Vaishnava
jai.
ki jai, Jai Krishna
Srila
Prabhupada ki
Prabhupada
jai,
ki jai,
Srimad
Guru
Bhagavatam ki
Maharaj ki
Srimad
jai.
jai,
Bhagavatam ki
Yes,
jai.
Asimananda Krishna Prabhu ki jai.
Guru
Hare
Maharaj.
Krishna, all glories to
All glories to
All
Srila
glories
Prabhupada.
to assembled devotees.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Prabhu. Thank you, Shri Kumar
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna.
With all your permission, we will end the
Hare
session.
Krishna.
And
Yes,
we will
please,
have
Praveen,
today's
please.
evening Srimad Bhagavatam class as usual at 7 p.m. Kuwait time, 9:30 p.m. in Indian time.